Okay, some thoughts on International Women's Day. First thing that comes to mind is that you can tell when a group of people have been suppressed or oppressed because they get a day dedicated to them. Um, so, International Women's Day, what I've been connecting to mostly today is mothers. Like, we all exist because a woman created us. And yes, a baby is created by man and woman coming together, and how beautiful that is. However, the role of the mother is completely different and unique, and that's because that woman, your mother, she, at the age of 12, 13, 14, around there, she began to bleed from her womb, symbolizing that she's fertile and ready to give birth. And every month after that, for maybe it was 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, till she gave birth to you, she bled. As a sacrifice, her body went through these monthly cycles of blooming and then shedding and then blooming and then shedding, so that one day she could be ready, and that blood would be there, ready to fertilize you and nourish you into existence. But not only was those many sacrifices on her behalf before you came into the picture, but your mother played a role that was very different to your father. And the father role is so important, and a supportive father is what I think is what enables the mother to flourish and do her best job. Not that she can not do it alone, but with a supportive partner, male or female, she's able to really flourish. But the thing about, like, just for example, a mother or a partner, whether it's a male or female, it doesn't matter, but the partner, the person not growing the baby inside of them, person not growing the baby inside of them doesn't have as much responsibility, because every thought of the mother, everything they eat, every environment that they find themselves in for that 9 months, everything that's said to them, everything they put inside their bodies, everything they indulge in, everything that comes up for them, everything they do, everything they experience, everything they feel, goes into creating this baby, goes into creating you. Whereas the partner, other mother or father, can think things, drink things, eat things, do things that aren't directly affecting this human life that's being made inside the womb. So the offering of oneself that a mother does to the child when they're in utero is holistic and continuous. And that's pre-birth. And then this woman will give birth, which no matter which way she gives birth, she is initiated into motherhood. And that is something that I can only imagine, because it's never happened to me. But it's the second of the blood rites to become a creator, a literal mother goddess, to give of oneself completely to another being. And that's also something that no one else but the mother really understands and experiences, I think. And other, women can only imagine it and see it from afar until they go through that process themselves. And then I think the whole community celebrates the birth and the baby, and they sort of hold the mother in for a certain amount of time, and then people start to draw back and go back to their lives because the child's getting older, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year. But the mother is still in this cycle, still feeding the baby, washing the baby, nursing the baby, and their job never finishes, and it never will. And I think that it's so easy for us to ignore this because our whole society has it's patriarchal, which means it is run by men, it's male dominated, and whatever is considered masculine or male or done by men is valued a lot more than women and what women do, even though the person that you owe your existence to, every single human that's ever walked the planet, owes their lives to a mother, to a woman who sacrificed many parts of their lives before birth and after birth, and will continue to do so forever. No matter what kind of mother you have, whether you feel like your mother did the best job, or whether you felt like, she didn't do enough, or you wish that she did things differently, the truth is that she sacrificed everything that she possibly could. And she did her best, and you chose her for whatever lessons that you needed to learn regarding life and valuing your own life and valuing the feminine. So I think that's what I'm really feeling into today, is that International Women's Day, and women have been through so much and are going through so much all over the world. And I think that it's really easy for us as modern day people to forget the struggles of women once, leading our cultures, ancient cultures, being matriarchal because they understood that women gave life. And then then women became slaves, and women weren't allowed to be educated, and we've all learnt muscular systems and skeleton systems at school. Everything's male-bodied. We see no female body anatomy. We've got, psychotherapists only recently just started studying females and female mice. All scientific studies had been performed on male animals as well. Marrying women off, and women not being allowed to work or read, or I was even watching a Shirley Temple movie the other day with my my sister and my Oma, my grandmother, and just the grading of women that happened in these olden day films, it's just the norm, and it's very easy for us to forget that as modern people. So I think the best thing we can do today, International Women's Day, is talk about the womb and the mother who created you, birthed you, think about them, talk to them, love them, and appreciate that life comes from womb, that life comes from mother. And as we walk upon the earth, who holds us, feeds us, every drop of water comes from the earth. Every breath of fresh air comes from the earth, the ocean and the trees. Everything that you eat, whether you eat plants, nuts, I know they're plants, animals, whatever you eat, it eats off the earth. It comes from the earth. I think that when we connect to our own mother and really be able to start to honor and respect fully what that sacrifice is, and then we can start to connect more to the earth and respect and understand that connection. And I hope that we also begin to connect to, value, and really nurture the young women of our society today, because they are the future mothers. They are the mothers of the generations to come. And the more cared for they are, the more loved, supported, nurtured they are, the less traumatized they are, the more healed they are, the healthier the next generations are going to be. So my prayer for International Women's Day is that women everywhere connect to their power, connect to whatever makes them feel, and connect to the creatrix that they are, whether that's art or dance or their work or their business or the food that they cook, or literally birthing life into existence. I pray that women everywhere understand that we hold the portal of life inside us. And I pray that each woman protects and respects that within themselves so that they can demand that respect from the world around them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.